just going to have to do it, right? Could have chosen better underwear. Moving!
My side, my side!
Are you prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice?
You can do anything except for politics.
When you kind of imagine what a nuclear disaster would look like, it's something like this. So how long have you been coming and getting pedicures for?
You got to take care of these bad boys.
Oh. Don't worry, Mum. Everything's cool.
You're a killer.
We have this whole generation of soldiers from the US, from the United Kingdom, from Australia, been sent off to fight in these long and dirty wars in foreign lands. For many of them, the really difficult part is coming home. You know, how do you go away and learn to be a killing machine and then just turn it off? How do you manage to cope with peace, with calm, and with the quietness? Well, at least you had somewhere nice to come back to.
I didn't want to go anywhere else, man. This is it for me.
That tobacco-spitting American is Jesse. He's a former US Ranger sniper. He made sergeant by 20, and he's been on over 300 missions. Basically, he's a trained killer. I'm following Jesse to work. He's an instructor at a sniper school, along with two other ex-military guys called Corey and Ray. Between them, who knows how many people they've killed. I think it is. It's amazing out here.
Yeah, it is. This is this whole thing in the back here used to be an old Wild West movie set.
Right.
And then we got a little combat town down here we shoot up, and
Right.
got steel targets everywhere.
Wow.
So yeah, let's walk around the town a little bit, and we'll go up to this dance hall thing and show you the other one.
They run several sniper courses here. Any paying customer can turn up and
In a
learn.
year?
But with all these tragic shootings in the US, I find this access kind of shocking. Do you feel strange about teaching guys that are never going to use it or shouldn't be using it?
It's not that they shouldn't be using it, it's they come here and they learn how to properly use the weapon and the optic, and they start learning the math and the formulas that go into it. So there's quite a bit of it that's involved that they can pick up and learn. I don't get into stuff with the weekend warriors that I would feel ethically like I shouldn't teach them.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely techniques and stuff that we get into in the advanced portion and in the warfighter portion of the course that there's absolutely no need for them to learn how to shoot out of a vehicle, shoot from an urban hide site. Like, I can't justify that.
Yeah.
So one of these guys wants to go home and go bell tower and freaking start shooting people. You know, I don't want that on my conscience.
These are the kind of guys that you actually never really get access to. You might go and report from war zones, spend time in those places, but you never get close to these guys. they're sort of considered different to the rest of them. They're a separate breed. Probably a little bit difficult, possibly dangerous.
There's definitely a caste system in the military where you can look at a guy's uniform and you're like, oh, that guy's a meat eater, you know? And you can look at these other guys, we call them pogues.
What does pogue mean?
People other than grunts.
Right. So you're a meat eater?
Yeah. Yeah, we're meat eaters. That's what we do.
You don't think there's something inherent in you, though, that makes you a good fighter?
There is. I don't know what it is, and I couldn't tell you what it is. I couldn't put my thumb on it. I can't tell you what makes guys good operators, what makes guys good rangers, what makes guys good Marines.
Yeah.
It's just, there's something in there. I don't know what it is. And I can't tell you for each guy what it is, but there's something that you show up with. You're either packing the gear or you're not.
Were you thinking you wouldn't make it?
I never really thought about that. You get into a mindset where you know you're going to get killed, and you're ready for it, and you don't really care. You let it go, and you're just worried about the people that are under your charge.
Right.
And you're more concerned about their personal well-being and their safety than your own. And you forget about the danger that you're in because you're worried about taking care of these kids and making sure they get home to their family. What happens to you is inconsequential.
But as a 19, 20, 21-year-old, that's a pretty big thing to take on.
Yeah, it's a weight.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is with coming home. You're already there. You've already let it go. You're already ready and accepting and willing to die, and you're comfortable with it. And then it's like, oh, it's over. Like, now what?
I'm here in Phoenix to do something that would be completely illegal in most other countries, having private civilian lessons on how to use a sniper rifle. The instructors here are all real-life snipers: Corey, Ray, and Jesse.
Let's have this set up for Hamish. This is what he's going to shoot. This is my personal rifle, but it has served me well.
This is not just about sitting out on a rifle range and firing off a few bullets for the thrill of it. I really want to understand what it is that goes through the minds of these people.
Like dead center in there's like a divot cut out. That's the first target. That's about 300 meters.
You in trouble finding it?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. So you come over the rifle. So you want to push up. All right. You're mounting the rifle the same way every time. Pull it into your shoulder. You start your breathing. Once you're on a nice empty lung, you're on target. You start that slow, steady press. Center.
Jesse's an incredibly good teacher. There's something very calming about his approach to it. It's almost like he's a yoga master.
All right. So first things first. Are your feet flat? Which they are right now. Good. Are your hips on the deck? Or are they completely down? Good. You see that target?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Bring your trigger finger into the trigger. Try to get to the bottom of your breath. Stay on the target, right in the center of the target, and start slowly, steadily pressing the trigger. A slow, steady press to the rear. Good.
How long is the longest you would have sat next to one like this?
About 6-7 hours.
Wow.
But you do that on and off for 5 days at a time sometimes.
Always looking at the same thing.
I had a friend of mine that was in a Tier 1 unit, and they sat in a hide site for 98 days before they got the authorization to shoot a guy in Bosnia. Shooting in bags, eating right next to the rifle, everything else. I mean, it's very, very, very tedious. Like I said, there's nothing sexy about any of this stuff. All right, just relax. Getting there?
Slowly.
It's fine. Take your time. We got plenty of time.
Didn't get any?
It's all right.
I didn't hit it.
It's okay. It's fine. No sweat, no big deal.
All right, so what's next?
Hello.
Hi, I'm Linda.
Hey, nice to meet you, Linda.
Nice to meet you.
Do a
Pedicure?
Yeah, full deal. Should I pick out some color?
Yes, absolutely.
I can't quite believe it. Jesse's taken me to a nail salon. So how long have you been coming and getting pedicures for?
Since I was in the Army when I was really
Right.
young. My mom told me to get them done.
What was the reason?
Just because, I mean, you're making your living on your feet, so you got to take care of these bad boys.
I'm kind of terrified. I've never had this done before.
This is awesome.
I kind of have revolting feet too.
You're really Rubik's Cube in this one a little too hard.
Well,
Just relax, let
I
it
do
go.
overthink things a little
It's
bit.
the same thing with shooting. Just mellow out, let it happen. You guys are funny.
It's really bright pink, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Jesse's a man of contradictions. He is macho, he is full of bravado, but he genuinely just does not care what other people think.
There it is, buddy.
I think they look a bit ladylike. I know this is the last place that you'd expect to find a trained killer, and I don't always know what to make of Jesse's contradictions. But the thing I'm learning from him is that you should do the things that make you happy, even the strange things, if that's what it takes to keep yourself sane.
It's a good time, huh?
Yeah, it was better than I expected, actually.
Please leave your message for
Reyes.
One of the reasons we came here to Phoenix is to meet a guy called Ray. He's a veteran and works at the sniper school too. He's quite a character. He's told us things like that he's old-fashioned, that he likes being surrounded by alpha males, guys who like women, eat meat, and don't screw around. But at the moment, he's being a bit elusive and we can't get a hold of him. I really do want to meet Ray now, because from what I've heard, what I can tell, he's not coping well. Americans talk about freedom all the time. Some really think it's important to be able to ride around on motorbikes without helmets, to walk around with guns on their hips. For some, these are the ideals that they went to war for. Jesse and that other guy on the bike, Corey, both work at the sniper school. They didn't fight together, but they've become incredibly close friends. If Jesse is the big loud bloke full of bravado, then Corey's the quiet one. So how helpful it is having a friend like that?
It really helps me out. You know, I don't tell him this shit, but like, it really helps me out, yeah, to have a guy that's on the same sheet of music. I can tell him shit, and it's just, he instantly understands it.
On a different level, when you put 30 guys together all day, every day for 4 years, 5 years, and that bond gets even tighter. So you could pretty much talk to each other with just, you know, eye contact and not really have to discuss certain things. And that's what that bond is afterwards.
It's not like talking to your mother or your dad or whatever. It's like, why are you having a bad day? My PTSD flared up and I had trouble sleeping last. I just could come into Corey and he's like, yeah, I had a rough night. And he's like,
What is PTSD?
it's reliving events in dreams, seeing stuff that you don't see.
Physical or emotional responses to certain things, you know, headaches.
You can freaking be standing there totally still, shopping and buying clothes, and all of a sudden you get this like just wicked dump of adrenaline, and you're like, oh, it feels like you're in a fight again, and you just start losing your shit, and you have a panic attack.
PTSD means post-traumatic stress disorder, After the world wars, they called it shell shock or combat exhaustion. And the effect is it makes connecting to others really hard. They will say openly in front of their girlfriends that the relationship I have with you is nowhere near, will never come close to the relationship I have with the guys I served with. There's a commonality there that they can't have with anyone else because no one else has gone off and killed hundreds of people. Tell me about the first time that you knew that you'd killed someone.
You do it 10 million times in training. It's just another part of the job. Like it's not something you stop and reflect on. You have too many things to do. You don't have this you think it's gonna be like this huge oh man, I just did this or I did that. There's too many things going on.
You think you expect it'll be something momentous?
Momentous is a great word for it. Anticlimactic is the best word to describe how it actually is. You're just oh, that's it? Okay, well, on to the next task. All that other stuff, you can think about that when you get home to Georgia or wherever, and you're back in your apartment, and you can chill out. Then go ahead and reflect on all that. But you can block that out for months without even thinking about it. And that's how it is.
Do you think about it now?
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I feel bad about the stuff that we did. I don't. Those folks were bad, and we did bad things to them.
You don't regret exposing yourself to all the bad stuff?
What bad stuff? I mean, what do you mean, like the fighting?
Yeah.
Those guys are, Hamish, they're bad guys. They'd be killing Aussies if they weren't killing Americans.
I know, but I'm asking from a personal point of view.
They're bad guys. They need to go down. Some people just need to be shot.
In a way, I think to see Jesse as just a soldier or just a former soldier is wrong. Because there's so much more to him. There are so many other layers. He is this force of personality.
Emma.
He can show great kindness to you in person, but then talk about the most brutal acts of war in the same conversation. And that can be quite troubling. You sound a very good talker.
Yeah, he's a good listener, too.
Good talker.
Don't tell Michelle.
Yeah, I was going to say, Michelle thinks I'm a really poor talker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A communicator.
Right.
You can talk, the communication part is...
Jesus.
It's good to see even trained killers still get hassled by their mums and girlfriends. We've spent a week learning how to use a long-range sniper rifle. My instructors here are only about 30, which is the same age as me, but they've already probably killed plenty of people. We're supposed to be meeting the operations manager, Ray Vega. He works here too. He's ex-military.
Please leave your message for
Ray.
I suspect he's the one not dealing so well with his PTSD. Mysteriously, though, he's disappeared. Not even Jesse or Corey know where he's gone. We've been leaving voicemails for days, and we're nearly out of time. Today's the final lesson on the range.
Let's come up 2 more. Good. There's a bush above the target with a cactus in the center of it with no arms.
On target.
Line of light right. Impact. Impact. You're a killer.
How far away was that?
600 meters.
Oh.
I'll shoot like a dog eats meat till I puke.
I need a break. If you're shooting, what's going through your head? Is it totally clear and you're just thinking about the steps?
What's going through my head?
Yeah.
Are my feet flat? Are my knees on the ground? Are my hips on the deck? Is my trigger finger slightly on the trigger? I'm going through my mental checklist from my feet to my fingertips. Yeah. And then I'm consciously worried about my breathing. And I'm making sure I don't jerk the trigger. That's what's going through my head. Not, oh man, I'm going to smoke this guy, boo-hoo.
I mean, no matter how many times you do this, no matter how many times you shoot a metal target, I can't imagine shooting a person. I can't imagine what that would be like, let alone doing it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, and then coming back home. And I have no idea how these guys are able to do it. And it just makes you think that even though each of them have their problems, their issues, they're doing incredibly well to just get up every day and go to work and do this job and go home and have dinner and go to bed.
Nice to meet you, Michelle. What are you cooking, mate?
Just making some garnishes. Everything's done.
I don't even know how to describe how proud I am of his service, of his brother's service. And my daughter, who, the three of them together, they're wonderful citizens, they're wonderful children, and they believe in what they do, they believe in their country, and they believe in family.
As these wars draw to a close, there's a whole generation of soldiers, that's literally millions of women and men, who are trying to adjust, find jobs, be good partners, be good parents. But the reality is that walking away from war is not easy. It makes me realise the next time I walk past one of them in the street, I'm going to think so much more about what it is they're coping with. So you know that guy Ray we mentioned? We never actually tracked him down.
He robbed a bank in LA and he got pinched.
Well, it turns out he might not be coping so well.
A Bank of America branch manager told police she was kidnapped outside her Huntington Park home by two masked men who strapped an explosive device to her body and then forced her to enter the East LA bank and throw money out a side door. Ray Vega's bail was set at $100,000. He posted bail just 12 hours after his arrest. Tonight, he's not talking.
So not a mate anymore.
No.
Next time on The Truth Is...
Does it surprise you that people want to come and see it? People should know the truth.
I'm travelling to one of Europe's hottest summer tourism destinations.
That noise is pretty disconcerting, isn't it?
Chernobyl. See you next time.